So, I would love to welcome the beautiful Jennie to chat to me today to talk about her journey and everything that's happened in the last several months. And I'm actually super excited because we haven't caught up for several months. So, I'm excited to see where you are now, and all of that's going to be revealed towards the end of our conversation. So, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Leah.
So, I would love to chat firstly with you because I know so many people that will be watching this would be curious about who you were and where you were at before we started working together. So, how would you describe yourself before we started working together?
A mental mess. Well, the person before is full of fear,
Yeah,
full of I was the kind of person that have a limitation about God. It's like every single time when I think, oh, I'm going to do something, it's kind of like a religious base on like a limitation of how you're being a Christian. You cannot do this. You shouldn't be doing that. God is so harsh on me.
yeah, I remember
It's,
that.
I
That
know.
was actually really strong, wasn't it? That harsh,
Yeah, yeah, the
really
harshness.
harsh.
And
Yeah.
God is like a work-based relationship.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's like, come on. You've
Come
got
work.
the whipped out.
I know that God's a loving, but I don't know, my brain wasn't flourished enough to actually receive that, if that makes sense.
Oh, I think that's the perfect description. I love that so much because
Yeah,
it's like we have to be in a place where we are ready to receive the truth of it.
yeah,
You'll know me, I always talk about the head knowledge versus the heart knowledge
yeah.
thing. It's like it's the being ready to actually receive that as truth.
It's pretty much just make me feel like I'm exhausted all the time. I
Yeah,
feel like I'm running up, like a chasing my tail and
yes,
trying to actually spin that wheel so quickly so God can see me.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I spin it too fast enough, the fire will go up and God will just like attract his attention or something along that line.
Yes. Wow, what a powerful metaphor.
I was thinking that I have to be someone that the world see the way that, okay, hey, she's good, she's very smart, she's very intelligent, she worked really hard, she
Yeah,
make that much money.
yeah.
Um,
She's driven because
yes,
like you've always
overachieve.
driven, yeah,
Yes.
overachieving. Yeah, let's make it
Um,
happen.
yep, yep. Go home, go hard or go home
Yeah.
type of person. And I never thought that grace from God is something that it seemed so foreign to me.
I think that's so relatable though for people,
Mm,
especially high achieving women who are, in this place where
yeah,
we've constantly for our whole lives felt like we've had to push and prove ourselves and get approval from others without even knowing it. That's what we're doing. We just think we're high achievers. And so, work wise, you were working in business with your hubby.
yes, as you already know that my old Jenny is very before we going through this journey together is like very harsh. Everything is has to be quite tough and go hard
Yeah,
or go home. And working with and for husband is not like that at all. I think you remember that was like a breakthrough
totally.
that John and I
I was like,
I think that was made my journey like, and I hope that made you happy as well, because
oh,
I've actually have never been able to sit down and talk to John in the business manner way,
yeah,
and we feel like we related in
yeah.
terms of the thought, the intellectual,
Like,
and a lot
it
of
was kind
stuff.
of understanding each other, wasn't it? It was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
speaking 2 different languages
yeah,
and then also trying to work out, like, your roles because
yeah,
it's like working together as husband
yeah,
and wife and then
yeah,
also being husband and wife can be
yeah.
2 very different things.
It is, because I just said to God, like, seriously, this is not fun. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the kitchen all the time. You put me to like 1950s.
Yeah.
type of woman. I'm
Yeah.
not like that.
Yeah.
And I was just like having this battle with God,
Yes.
like all the time.
Yeah.
And it's related to having a battle with John as well. So it just like I thought, okay, God said do not divorce. He didn't abuse me, so I can't divorce him. So I have to just like, okay, bite my tongue and just stay until like we go through the cocoon together.
Yeah.
And then that journey, lone wolf and everything, it's changed so much.
Oh my gosh. I know I'm probably gonna end up crying and
I will too. Uh,
what is the potential that you felt or saw in yourself that led you here?
okay, when we built the business together, we have I took control of Thai team, so I interview them. I so for them, I'm sort of they look up to me, so I'm the boss. They ask me anything, stuff like that, but not on their production line, but it's like a management thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like they said to me so many times, it's like, you know, I wish there is more leader like you.
Wow.
And I was like, what do you mean? Like everyone's like this. And they said, no, 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 no. I just feel like that's come to me naturally. And I was praying to God. I was like, I have a lot of baggage. I have a lot of fear. I have a lot of limitation of how to think who God is in terms of as a person. How can I lead people? I can't do that.
How did you try to fix these things? They're kind of very
Oh,
hard to put your
yeah.
finger on, like, aren't they? The issues are kind of hard to.
Yeah, because there are a lot of coaches out there,
Mm.
and no, being like me already, I'll just search everyone. I was just like, okay, this might help me fix it, and this might be like I spend so much money,
Yeah.
go on the coaches after coaches. I have a lot of limitation, but I can see the potential that I can if I get rid of the limitation,
Yes.
which I didn't know how to get rid of it.
Yes. Yeah.
um but I can see myself over there. I was like, it's
Yes.
just frustration, the
Yeah.
frustration that built up.
100%. I think
Yeah,
so many people will be able to relate to that of like, I'm here, I
yeah,
want to be over there.
yeah,
But in here, it's like, I don't know how to resolve this. And sometimes people can't even put their finger on what the exact problem is. Like,
yeah.
I think when you came to me, it was like, here's all the things that are happening, but it was like, I don't really know what's going on. I'm just
Yeah,
frustrated, like, here.
yeah, yeah, there you go. That's my frustration
Yes.
happening.
Let's untangle it, like let's
Yeah,
untangle that. Yes.
it helps me develop my relationship with God.
Yeah.
When I was on a journey with you, it's like a help me to reset, to get ready for
Powerful.
another powerful journey again, which is really really helpful. It's
Mhm.
just changed the perspective of
Mm.
Jesus and me.
Yeah.
That was the first aha moment that I don't need to work to earn grace.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know it's such a simple word, but in
Yeah.
your brain as a high achiever, it's not happening.
Yeah. It's
It
like
just
I get it from an
yeah.
intellectual level. You can get it, and
Mm,
you would have been able to tell me what
yeah,
grace was and
yeah,
why you could get it, and so
yeah,
you knew all the answers.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it doesn't sunk in and flourish, if that makes sense. It doesn't go into all of my thoughts and my whole well-being,
Mhm.
if that makes sense.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, I love it. So good.
Yeah, and the relationship with my husband, as um because we together 24 hours, we've become sort of best friend enemy. Is that make sense? No, we were best friend enemy, and now we become best friend, no enemy, which is
Yes,
amazing.
that's awesome. Yeah.
And I just realized that through the transformation, he actually listened to me more. It's just the way we connected and the way I explain thing, it's make him feel like, okay, I feel like my voice been heard,
Wow.
and my voice has been helping him to make the decision better, if
Wow.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
which is a huge. I actually
Oh
think
yeah.
one of the main things was, like, he never listens to me.
I know. I know.
The other thing that I would love to hear about is your relationship with yourself as well, because I know
Mm.
that that was something, like, how would you describe your relationship with yourself before? Because we didn't
Oh
even
my,
touch on that.
before the program, I'm a self-hatred. I was like pretty much like hated myself with everything, that
Yeah.
I didn't do it right. So I actually was really harsh on myself.
Your inner critic was really loud, wasn't she? She was.
Yes, yes, she was so loud. A lot more peaceful.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it just a lot less self-condemnation.
yeah.
It's really hard to go into the same situation without taking the old self in. Does
Yes.
that make sense?
Oh, totally makes sense. That's where the
Yeah,
rubber hits the road, isn't it? That's where
yeah,
the test comes in.
yes.
Would you say have been the biggest results, like, that you've seen from doing this work?
The biggest that it would jump first is gonna be my relationship with God first. Then the second biggest is my relationship with my husband, which is like it's it's taking to a different dynamic way.
Mm,
And my relationship with myself,
yeah,
that I was so surprised. I was
yeah,
like, I want to have a glass house fragrance
yeah,
candle. I'm
yeah.
just gonna go and get it, and I'm
You're like,
gonna
"Who
actually
am
get my
I?"
nail. Who is this person?
I was admiring your nails, actually. They're beautiful.
I know. It's just like I feel like I'm
Cool.
gonna do it, and it's
Yeah,
just like, and you don't feel guilty, and
yeah.
that
That
was
is
that
huge.
was.
Like, for anyone watching, I just need you to understand that, if you feel guilty when you have self-care, Jennie is the perfect example of that, but she's been able to turn it around. So,
I know.
yeah,
It's weird, but it's good.
yeah. Well, it's all linked with that self-condemnation part that you were talking about before. Like, you come because you're like, I want to do work that lights me up, or I want to
Yeah,
do this and I want to change the world, but I'm here. And it's like
yeah,
getting specific and untangling all the things
yeah, yeah,
actually means you walk away with now those three huge areas of your life
yeah,
change,
yeah,
um, completely transformed. Like,
yeah,
'cause you have come, you've chosen to sit under coaching and chosen to see a new perspective and do the
yeah.
work, and it shows, like, wow.
I have something to tell you, because I didn't tell you this before. Before we engage you, before I engage you, I talked to my husband like in a abrupt way, because I've actually just like I had enough. I'm
Yeah,
done. Like I just want everything to go. Like pretty much that much burned out.
yeah,
And I was like, oh no, Leah's a friend. I can't do that. No. It's just like it's been bugging me for like 2 years that it's come to my mind that I should engage you. And I was like,
wow,
no, she's a friend.
wow.
No.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time. I did not know that.
Oh, I've been burned out until I've
Yeah,
actually sought out other coaches, and it didn't work for me at all. It
wow,
didn't even hit the spot, because I'm a high achiever. So I'm just like, if I wanted to get this untangled, I go out and fight it.
yeah, yeah. And you
Because
end up working hard, but it's like, is
yeah,
it, I think that's the thing about untangling, is you've actually got to isolate what the core issues are
yeah,
before you can even, like, you've got to diagnose it properly
yeah,
before you head into creating the change.
yeah,
Otherwise, you
yeah,
create the change, and your trajectory is all wrong. Like,
yeah.
so wrong, and you've
And
got a lot of money.
exactly, for the first session that we did, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I don't think this is gonna work. In my head, it's not. Oh my God, what have I done? Why I've dissolved myself so much? I was
Uh,
like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die now.
yes, yeah.
But it's actually, it's like, you know that Ezekiel 36, when God just breathed out to the dry bones?
Mm,
That's how I felt.
wow. Yeah,
It's literally like I feel like I was so dry. It
yeah.
just,
Like nothing
mm,
to draw on, that kind
no,
of feeling of like there's no reserves. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I even just took a break to go to Santorini and stuff like that, and it didn't. It just, I feel horrible. I feel like that trip cost me over 10 grand, and it didn't
Wow.
satisfy me at all.
Wow. Isn't that amazing? Like, I would love to go to Santorini and I love travel. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with travel. For anyone listening, we are not condemning travel. Some people in church circles do. I have heard it condemned before. But yeah, to realize, and I explain it in one of my master classes, like there's a pyramid, a fulfillment pyramid, right? And there are top level things and there are bottom level things. And it's really actually understanding that those top level things are great, but understanding that getting below those levels, looking at the God stuff, even if you've been hurt by church or Christian people, or you've had some negative religious experiences, like even just looking at that stuff, even looking at, the fulfillment in self first as well, like as far as your relationship with yourself, because self-hatred is very, like self-hatred is very unfulfilling.
Yep.
I've been there, I've tried it, doesn't work. Um, and so it's like what actually satisfies like the human soul. Like that's what it's ultimately about. Like what satisfies the human soul, what causes the human soul to rest and to like really feel nourished. And the only thing that I've ever found, and I've tried like everything there is to find, is Jesus. That's the
Yep.
only thing. Not even religion doesn't even come close. And I often talk about that in my content, but just game changing, right? It's game changing having that. I think that real like head knowledge to heart knowledge shift of like, wow. Like, and I posted a video the other day. I'm not sure if you saw it, but I talk about like, religious Christian robots who are like,
Oh.
Jesus is my Lord and Savior. Like, and so it's like, there's all this stuff that people parrot. And I used to parrot the same stuff as well, because that's the culture you're either grown up in or in. And it's actually like, wow, we need to break free of so much of that and actually
Mm.
make this a relationship, a deep, connected
Yep.
relationship built on truths and foundational truths as well.
Yep. Yep.
Just
Totally.
like game changing.
100%.
I love it too much.
And
And
now one candle will satisfy me.
okay,
It's so
just give me a
stupid.
candle and Jesus, and I'm sorted.
I don't need to go to Santorini anymore. Save a lot of money.
So funny. And so, talk to me then. Like, what are the opportunities and things that have actually opened up for you since
Oh,
we've worked together? Like, what does life look like for you now? So, just to catch people up, so you were working in the business with your hubby, and
yes.
then and being very frustrated, so you kind of
Yep.
backed off there. Then, while we were working together, you were like, I don't know what I should be doing. I don't know what I should be doing. Like, and that was the huge part of the wrestle of it all, trying to work it out. And I'm like, let's just work this out, and
Yeah.
then that will come, that will come, that will come. And so it was like,
Yeah.
let's untangle all the other things first, and that will come kind of flow naturally. Then one day you came to a session, and you were like, I'm going to start a fashion label, and I was like, okay. And I love that. I love how it just came to you, and it was like the fear had, I don't think the fear ever goes. I don't know if you would relate to that. Like, I think the fear stays, but how would you describe like the ability to be able to go and launch that after having been in so much fear?
Yeah, it just, fashion is the last thing I want to do. if that I just put it out there first. It's just last thing. I would rather to do education or something else first. Because I always have the fear of, you are Christian, you shouldn't be follow the world.
Yes. Yeah.
It's always in my mind.
Kind of like a belief
It's
that was limiting you, hey?
yes, it was limiting me.
Even though you could describe it as somewhat accurate, there's
Yeah.
layers of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just said, well, I just wanted to create something that is showing God's love. Like, I don't mind, I just create food, create something.
Yeah.
And I thought, like, I wanted to have some of the lifestyles, like start with fashion maybe. And I was like, no, I'm not. And I was just having a really good talk to God. He's like, it's not bad. The lady in the proverb said that. Like, she she actually, if it's not good, why would God put in the Bible?
Yeah.
And the more that I've actually just dwelling in it, I just feel like, okay, it, it's starting slow, but at the moment I've got the shop in Soho that wanted my clothes to go there in New York.
That's so exciting.
So, and if this collection goes well, they will invite me to New York Fashion Week.
Oh my gosh. Seriously?
Yeah.
Incredible.
I know. I just feel like every single time when I create something, I just like, it's not right. It's not right. You know how much money I wasted? It's so much with clothing.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes when you tie the deep and meaningful relationship with the scripture and you
Yeah.
create something that will show God's glory when people wear it and they just feel like, when your head held high, your chest right up.
Yeah.
I wanted that to everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so flipping exciting. I did not know that. Congratulations.
Thank you. So I'm just trying not to tell you on the text or emails. I
Wow.
would rather to actually tell you now. Yeah.
Yeah. And also,
Yeah.
when I saw, I think, was it the dress that was like a little bit blue and it was just so
Yeah.
swooshy? And I was like, oh my gosh, like you designed that.
Yeah, I decided that one. Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I think when you said you're going to launch this thing, and I was like, yeah, it'll be cool, but I just couldn't picture what you were doing. And then when you were modeling your own dress, and I was like, wow, you've changed so much, because your confidence levels, I know you might not see this in yourself, but you're just like, confidence levels are huge compared to what they were, and you just seem so okay with yourself, like to be able to do something like that and jump on a video and model the dress, and yeah, it just shows like a real level of I'm okay with me. And
Yeah.
that's a really powerful relationship shift with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Oh,
I've actually have never been like this.
how do you feel about what's possible for you now? Like what's next? And
I I've actually think about, like what I mentioned before. I think about success very differently now.
yeah.
My brand, like a fashion brand that I'm doing, the money that I have, I will build
Yeah.
a shelter in Thailand. I'm praying that I can actually get some missionary to go there
Yeah.
and help teaching the English as well as Bible for underprivileged children
Yeah. And that
and disability children. Yeah.
so such a deep cause. Like since the beginning you were like, I want to do this somehow, but I like trying to work out how.
Yeah. So I wanted to be able to teach them to make either next collection would be a shoe, a swimming pool, swimming wear, or bags or stuff like that. Teach them bit by bit to be
Yeah.
able to just, and I can actually help them sell that through our brand.
So
So
just like this little ecosystem that you're going to create, right? It's
I
like
hope, yeah.
really it's just yeah, it's amazing. It's genius. It's really that like giving them the skills and teaching them the skills to be able to
Yeah.
self-sustain as well,
Yeah.
and pouring money into them, and like,
Yeah.
oh, just yeah, it's amazing, incredible, teaching them skills.
I think we have to do something to be able to reach out the people that like underprivileged.
Yeah,
They need quality. They
yeah.
need equality in this world, and especially the disability people back in Thailand. They literally got
Mm.
zero chance, zero.
Yeah.
And I just hope that by doing this, they can see God in it. They can see God's hand in it. I really hope.
It's so inspiring because there are so many different ways that you can create impact and influence and give back. You know, you'll be influential in your role while you're working in the business with John. You'll be influential when you set this up. You'll be influential to all the people that you're working with right now. Um, and just yeah, the level of change that you'll be able to create in the world because you chose to actually really take a step of faith to invest in yourself and move
Mm,
yourself to a position where you were actually living in your full potential and weren't living in that frustration anymore. So
yeah.
if you could speak directly to the people that are listening, because I know that the people that are listening mostly are women. I know there'll be some men that are watching this, but mostly women. They're CEOs, leaders, coaches. They've got those leadership roles where they can see, like you could, they could see where they want to be. And they're in this middle ground of like, I need to unlock this potential that I have, and I want to be led by God. I want to do work that pleases Him and that really influences the world for Him. What would you say to that person if they were where you were?
If you were frustrated like what I was, or the or whatever level you're on, um, stop. Stop
Mm,
doing it first
mm,
and seek help like Leah, because the pattern just keep going in the same
mm.
thing and all the time, and the person that's going to suffer the most is yourself.
Yeah.
Myself before, I couldn't stop, but I thought if I don't, I would just burn down to the ground, and
Yes.
I can't see myself doing that because I feel like I have more potential to give.
Yeah.
Just being, if you think you want it to be a vessel, a really, really good vessel for God, this is the best time for you to help remodel yourself to be a very, very good vessel.
Totally. I love that languaging. You remodel the vessel. Remodel the jar of clay. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much, because that's how I see it. Because
Yeah.
you can't give what you don't have.
Yeah. It's about increasing capacity, really, isn't it? It's about
Yeah,
actually, like, if we use the vessel metaphor, it's like
yeah,
making sure it's sturdy and strong and can
yeah,
hold enough, hold
yeah,
everything that God wants you to do, and hold
yeah,
that capacity without. Because it's not like God doesn't want you burning out. Like He doesn't want. He's not going to be like, yeah, get on the treadmill. I'm just going to
yeah.
be with the whip, and I just can't wait for you to burn out. Like that's
Yes,
how He operates. You said before you were thinking about like toying with the idea of working with me. Like you kind of felt the pull, right? For
yeah.
2 years. 2 years. Is there anything you would change about that? I know that's a very leading
I wish
question, but like
I wish I come sooner.
that's a long time.
It is a lot because we, like, are very good, like, friends. I feel like I don't want to let you carry my burden.
Yeah,
And that was for high achiever type of people,
yeah,
because I was talking to all of my friends and they was like, oh, don't worry about it, like I will sort myself out,
yeah,
because you don't want people to carry your burden, but you totally forgot that they don't carry your burden, you carry your burden.
yeah. Which is exactly why you needed to come and work with me, wasn't it? 'Cause that's one
Exactly.
of the things that we really smashed through.
Yeah.
It's funny how it's the very thing that was keeping you.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It's just like I wish I've done it sooner so I can actually move on quicker. And also I'm into another level now, which is I'm actually really, really happy with it. But sometimes my old self still pulling me down. my old self still pulling me down.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, I'm in this level now. I wasn't here. I'm
Yeah.
here.
What's
So I would just have to go back to Leah again and just see how I can actually from here go up to here. So
yeah.
I think what you've been teaching is not just coaching from burned out to stand up, but you actually from stand up to walking to running as well. I think,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's really awesome to shift that perspective around like coaches don't fix us. We don't need them. They don't carry our burdens. They don't like, it's not like we don't take like us as coaches, like a good coach anyway, will not take on your stuff. I
Mm.
very much have constantly pushed your stuff back on you.
Mhm.
In a way that's helpful,
Yeah,
obviously, like
yeah, yeah.
could sort through it, but it was very mumuch like, this is my stuff, that's your stuff, and that this is how we're gonna. And I'm the guide that guides you through how to untangle it yourself. Because I've never reached in and been like, I'm gonna fix this for you, Jenny. It's like, no, you've actually done all the work, like, and that's something to be very proud of because it's a very different concept when you are used to like not wanting to burden people to actually be able to come forward and be really brutally like our sessions have been brutally honest.
So brutal.
You have been brutally
I feel like I walk in naked, walk out still naked.
but it's like that's the only way you can actually like I can't guide you if I don't know truly where you're at. And there's
Mm.
zero judgment from me. I don't know if you felt that any time during the
No,
program, but it's just
no,
no judgment. Anything you tell me, any stories, anything where you're at, all I see in my people is where I think they are fully capable of getting and where they see themselves getting as well. So it's like, what is the full potential? Like, let's just go there. Let's, untangle this stuff, but our focus isn't there. Our focus is like over here. This is who you
yeah,
really are. That's not who
yeah,
you are. This is who you are. So
yeah,
there's no shame in it. And I think so many people need to be aware of that there's just no shame in being where you are. Being where
yeah,
you are is just where you are. Let's get you where you want to be. Like that excites me more. Like
yeah.
let's do that. Let's have a party.
Everyone have the limitation.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone have limitation,
100%.
but they push through it in the different direction that they. Especially I've learned from myself because I've been spent so much money. I think I spent about 50,000 in
Yeah.
total
Yeah.
of getting some other coaches that are trying to help me steer me into the right direction, but it just didn't quite deep enough
Yeah.
to actually help me change the core, if
Yes.
that makes sense. So
And
yeah.
can we be really clear? Like, what would you say was the core?
The core is that's what I love about how you coach, how you mentor me, because the core is when you going deep more than the level that you feel comfortable
Yes. Yeah.
to actually wanted to expose yourself to someone,
Yeah.
or the coach has to be quite brutal enough to actually make sure, hey, this is not deep enough. Like you always say, it's not deep enough, Jen, it's not deep enough. I was like, what else do you want? Which is like, I was like, my gosh, like she wants to see me do the operation here to take heart out. but, but it's like, it's a healing process that
Yes.
not many
Yeah.
coaches willing to go in there.
Yes. And it's like it's having it's really like resetting a broken leg that's mended
Mm,
correctly.
yeah, yeah,
Like you're gonna have to reset it. It
yeah,
might feel a little bit uncomfortable, exposed. I love the languaging you've used because that's
yeah,
exactly what it feels like.
yeah.
But when you are under the eyes, like I've had a lot of coaching as well, and
Mm-hmm,
you can tell when you're under the eyes of someone that's not going to let you get away with your normal stuff, like your
mm-hmm,
normal crap. My
yeah,
my last two coaches have been like that, and it's uncomfortable. It's like, I want to squirm. It's like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is like,
Oh,
maybe I'll just hide that little part from her, you know. But the best coaches I've had have been like that. They've been like that laser that won't let you continue in your patterns. I
yeah.
do remember one week that I pulled you up, and I didn't like it at all because I have known you for so long.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to have to do it. And so I felt afraid, and I was like prepping myself to go. And I was like, I know I'm going to have to pull her up. And I went in, we had the session, and then you went away. And that next week, like in that 1 week, I don't even think it was a week, but in the next session that we had, you had absolutely exponentially exploded, like your results as far as where your mind was at, what you were willing to do, how deep you were diving, how much you were doing the work, just
Yeah.
completely changed.
Yeah.
And so we need that in order to not, not get away. If we
Yeah.
want to pay someone, we want them to we want them to not let us get away with our stuff. We
Yeah.
want to be called out. That's why we're
Yeah.
paying.
Yeah.
I do anyway. That's what I'm paying.
No, I thank you for that, because that's what I mean by changing the core, because people can actually turn your head and everything like that. I was like going, what's your trajectory should be that way, this way, and whatever way it was. But
Just give you
if
the
your body
answer.
won't turn, your the whole well-being won't move to that direction.
Because that shallow stuff, it just doesn't get you the change, like the genuine deep change that you need.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Right.
I really need a deep change.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and we crave it, don't we? We know when we're
Yeah.
there and we're like, yep, I'm ready. So what would you say to someone who is on the fence about working with me?
Mm.
Maybe they're feeling scared after this conversation.
You should be. If you, well, you should, I have to thank you for that, Leah. Seriously, I think
You're so welcome.
if you actually know that you are going, this is for you, not for her. It's
Yeah.
for you, and you know that she will do the best work to help you create your new you, or untangle or declutter yourself.
Yeah.
I think the question should ask yourself, why not, Leah?
Mm.
Because if you think that you don't want it bad enough, I don't think any coach is not going to do you good either.
Yeah.
But if you want a really, really good stuff that will stay with you for life and to change your core well-being, and just, I feel like it's worth every cent.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you don't teach you can get the coach anywhere in YouTube or stuff like that can change you here and there, 2 days, 3 days, 3 weeks. But your core well-being, you actually know that you're not satisfying.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
That genuine, like real transformation, come and do the real work. Come and get stuck into the real stuff. You know? Like I always describe it as like the kiddies end of the pool and then the deep end. It's like, come play in the deep end. If you're ready for the deep end.
I wasn't.
I'll give you some floaties and a little kickboard, and if you're ready, then
it
so
just,
well said.
It's just really worth it. Like I lost faith of coaching, or I lost faith of all, like most of culture.
Yeah.
So pretty much I feel like they're gonna do the same thing.
Yeah.
But Leah's different when it comes to spiritual mentoring, and she doesn't help coaching you coach goes here and there. She helped you change it here and wherever you see that you want it to go. Leah will actually help you growing to the path where you actually know that you're capable.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I hold that vision of who you want to be and what your full potential is, and I hold so fast to that.
Yeah.
You have to catch up. You have no, like, it's like your system has no choice but to come swing over that belief system.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard, but so rewarding, because you actually really really go deep.
Mm.
And that's what I love about it. I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna catch me out. Far out. She's catching me out. Yeah, I couldn't recommend enough. I keep telling John, just go and have session with Leah. And he was like, no, I'm good. But this is like, because
I'll see you, John.
I think you actually like fit perfectly with the leaders and people that want to just go global,
Yeah,
hit
totally.
the target and
So
huge visions, and want it to be a good vessel for God. I think
yeah,
you will actually help them steering that. I think that's your call is so great. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
Mm.
I wish we have more coaches like you.
Oh, thank you. Look at that. We got through without crying. I don't know how.
We're just having fun.
I don't know how we didn't cry because that's been like such a huge journey that you've been on from start to finish. Like, and it's just so incredible. And I just want to give credit to God because I
Yeah,
honestly, like, I would take credit for my part, but ultimately, like, there were so many sessions of the year where I would pray so much before. I would just be praying for you, praying for you. And I felt like I was really being led in certain directions. And that's only because I was listening to my CEO, who was, like telling me what to do so that you would get the transformation that you really desired. And so that you can now be that God led CEO and leader that you were born to be. So it's just
yeah,
like game changing and so exciting. Like Jesus changes everything when you
yeah,
actually get rid of like all the religious trash and beliefs and all the stuff that's been rolling around in you and conditioned
yeah.
into you. Once you remove like all of that and get back to ground zero, I it just, yeah, so much freedom happens, and it just opens possibility and freedom because you're stepping into what he has for you rather than just blindly like stumbling around in the darkness.
Yeah.
Especially as leaders, we need that direction, we need that trajectory shift. So if you are listening to this and you are a highly driven leader, CEO, expert, and you can see clearly your full potential. You can see you're like, I know I was born for so much more. I know I want to be over here. I want to be like where Jennie is now, like doing the things that excite her and light her up, and having that close connection with God, and improved relationships, and really just like it's just kind of like an all-round improvement, which is always fun. Um, if that's something that you desire and you are just ready to let go of the things that aren't serving you, the patterns, the beliefs, the behaviors, all the things that just are not serving you and are keeping you, well, aren't keeping you, but are the codes to be able to actually unlock your next level, then I want you to fill out the application form to come and work with me. Just fill it in, let me know where you're at, and then I'll personally respond to you and let you know what some of the options are to be able to work with me so that in 8 weeks time you are just like a transformed person, because it's so liberating and so exciting. And for me it can be really complex, like not complex, it can be challenging to explain, because I'm sure I probably sat on your first call with you, Jennie, and was like, you're not going to know yourself in 8 weeks time. But like I know
Yeah.
that, but at the time it's really hard to believe that.
Oh yeah,
Sometimes,
totally.
it's hard to be like, oh, I can't even imagine that, but I can see it straight away. So if I can see it, if I can visualize you at your point of potential, then that is the biggest sign that it's like, yeah, let's get guided to, let's have your perspective shifts and let's get where you want to go and be that person and the leader that you were born to be. Thank you so much for sharing your journey.
No worries at all. My pleasure.
Yeah, and all the best with everything. Thank you so much for sharing and for being vulnerable and for bravely stepping forward into your purpose and into the depth of the work and choosing to feel naked and vulnerable and go where it might have been really uncomfortable at times, in order to be where you are now. It's all worth it.